Welcome back to Abodecor, where we explore beautiful seasonal home decor inspiration and discover creative ways to bring character into every corner of your home. Today, we are stepping into the entryway and transforming it into a grand and distinguished welcome using only foraged natural elements. From branches and dried grasses to stones, leaves, and fallen treasures, we will discover how nature can create an entrance that feels sophisticated without relying on conventional decorative pieces. There is something wonderfully timeless about decorating with materials gathered directly from the natural world. A sculptural branch can become an artistic focal point, dried foliage can add graceful movement, and natural stones can introduce an earthy sense of permanence. When thoughtfully arranged, these humble elements can create an entryway that feels curated, elegant, and richly connected to the surrounding landscape. If you enjoy seasonal decorating ideas, natural interiors, and sophisticated home inspiration, make sure to subscribe to Abodecor, like this video, and share your thoughts in the comments. Tell us which natural element you would most love to incorporate into your own entryway, and let's begin creating a grand entrance inspired entirely by nature. Every distinguished entryway benefits from a strong visual focal point, and foraged branches are an exceptional place to begin. Instead of searching for perfectly symmetrical pieces, embrace irregularity. Natural branches often have bends, knots, weathered surfaces, and subtle imperfections that make them visually compelling. These details can give the entryway the same sense of individuality found in an old country estate, woodland retreat, or refined rustic residence. Position the branch where it naturally draws the eye without obstructing movement through the entrance. A tall arrangement beside a console, near a doorway, or within an empty corner can establish vertical interest. Keep the surrounding area relatively restrained so the sculptural quality of the foraged piece remains the star of the composition. Natural stone introduces a sense of permanence and quiet grandeur. Search for smooth river stones, weathered rocks, slate fragments, or other locally available pieces with interesting shapes and textures. Their muted surfaces can provide a grounding contrast to delicate branches, grasses, and foliage while making the entryway feel connected to the earth. Consider grouping several stones rather than scattering them randomly. A small cluster beside a natural vessel, beneath a console, or around the base of a branch arrangement can create an intentional composition. Choose stones with complementary shapes and tones so the arrangement feels collected rather than cluttered. For a more distinguished effect, vary the scale of your stones. One substantial piece can act as an anchor while several smaller stones create a subtle supporting layer. This combination of large and small forms gives the entryway visual depth while preserving the understated elegance that makes natural decorating so appealing. Dried grasses can bring softness and movement to an entryway filled with stronger organic textures. Look for naturally dried seed heads, tall grasses, reeds, or delicate stems that have already fallen or can be gathered responsibly. Their slender silhouettes can make even a compact entrance feel taller, airier, and more sophisticated. Rather than creating an overly dense arrangement, allow individual stems to remain visible. A loosely gathered bundle often looks more elegant than a tightly compressed bouquet because it preserves the natural rhythm of each stem. The slight variation in height and direction adds effortless character to the display. Place dried grasses inside a simple natural vessel made from materials already present in the space, or use a sturdy container with an earthy finish. The goal is to let the textures speak for themselves. Neutral tones such as beige, sand, brown, muted green, and soft gray can create a timeless palette that transitions beautifully between seasons. Weathered bark and fallen wood can add extraordinary texture to a grand entryway. Pieces with peeling surfaces, rugged edges, or naturally aged coloration can become decorative accents when displayed thoughtfully. Their raw appearance introduces an authentic rustic quality while still feeling refined when surrounded by carefully selected natural material. Thin twigs can be gathered into understated bundles, arranged horizontally across a console, or placed around a larger branch installation. Small pieces of bark can also be incorporated into shallow natural bowls or grouped beside stones. These details create layers that reward closer attention without overwhelming the entrance. The key is restraint. You do not need large quantities of wood to create impact. A few distinctive pieces can be far more effective than an abundance of similar textures. Think of every element as part of a carefully edited collection, allowing the natural imperfections of each piece to provide the visual richness. Foraged foliage is one of the easiest ways to give an entryway a seasonal identity. Fresh leaves can introduce vitality during warmer months, while fallen leaves and dried foliage can bring a more nostalgic atmosphere during autumn. Even evergreen sprigs can create a rich sense of texture when used in cooler seasons. Choose foliage with interesting shapes rather than simply collecting large quantities. Broad leaves can provide visual weight, delicate stems can soften an arrangement, and unusual seed pods can create tiny sculptural moments. Combining different forms allows a simple, natural display to feel layered and thoughtfully composed. Remember that foraging should always be responsible. Fallen materials are often ideal because they allow you to create beautiful decor while respecting the natural environment that inspired the arrangement. A grand entryway does not need a complicated color scheme. Nature already provides an elegant palette through bark browns, stone grays, muted greens, warm beige, dusty cream, and soft earthy neutrals. Keeping the colors closely related allows the different textures to become the main source of visual interest. For a richer appearance, introduce subtle tonal contrast. Pair dark weathered bark with pale dried grasses, gray stones with warm foliage, or deep green leaves with faded seed heads. These combinations can create depth without introducing artificial colors that compete with the organic character of the display. Think of the entryway as a natural composition rather than a collection of separate objects. When every element belongs to a cohesive palette, even simple foraged materials can appear luxurious. The result is an entrance that feels sophisticated, intentional, and quietly impressive from the moment someone walks through the door. If your entryway includes a console, use it as a stage for a carefully layered natural arrangement. Begin with one substantial element, such as a sculptural branch, stone, or piece of weathered wood. Then introduce smaller organic objects around it to create a sense of balance and hierarchy. Natural bowls, seed pods, pine cones, smooth stones, dried leaves, and small pieces of bark can work beautifully as secondary accents. Arrange them in groups rather than spreading every item evenly across the surface. Grouping creates visual rhythm and gives the display the polished quality of a thoughtfully designed vignette. Leave some empty space between the arrangements. Negative space is especially important when working with organic materials because it allows every texture and silhouette to remain visible. A restrained console display can feel much more luxurious than a crowded one, proving that grandeur often comes from composition rather than quantity. Height can dramatically change the character of an entryway. Tall branches, elongated grasses, climbing vines, or slender dried stems can draw the eye upward and make the entrance feel more imposing. This technique works particularly well in spaces with high ceilings, where vertical arrangements can emphasize architectural proportion. For a smaller entryway, you can still create height without overwhelming the room. Choose a narrow arrangement with a graceful silhouette and position it beside a wall, console, or doorway. The goal is to create vertical movement while maintaining enough open space for comfortable circulation. Consider repeating vertical forms throughout the space. A tall branch arrangement can be echoed by slender grasses, narrow pieces of bark, or elongated natural stems. Repetition creates visual continuity, making the entryway feel more intentional and sophisticated, while keeping the overall design firmly rooted in natural materials. The true beauty of foraged decor lies in its imperfections. A twisted branch, chipped stone, curled leaf, rough piece of bark, or irregular seed pod can possess more character than a perfectly manufactured ornament. These imperfections give the entryway authenticity and prevent it from feeling overly formal or predictable. Combine contrasting textures to create a richer experience. Rough bark beside smooth stone, delicate grass beside sturdy branches, and crisp dried leaves beside weathered wood can create an elegant sensory balance. Each material becomes more noticeable because of the texture beside it. Rather than trying to hide every irregularity, celebrate it. When the materials retain their original character, the entryway develops a timeless quality that feels both luxurious and deeply connected to nature. Once the main elements are in place, step back and evaluate the entire entryway. Ask whether every branch, stone, leaf, and piece of wood contributes something meaningful. If an area feels crowded, remove one or two pieces rather than adding more. Simplicity often reveals the elegance already present in the natural material. Pay particular attention to balance. Balance does not require perfect symmetry. Instead, it is about distributing visual weight so the composition feels stable and harmonious. Finally, make sure the entryway remains functional. Natural decor should enhance the entrance rather than interfere with doors, pathways, storage, or everyday movement. When practicality and beauty work together, the result becomes more than a decorative display. It becomes a welcoming introduction to the character of the entire home. Styling a grand and distinguished entryway does not require expensive accessories or elaborate decorations. The secret is to collect responsibly, choose pieces with personality, and arrange them with intention and restraint. Let nature guide the design rather than trying to control every detail. When these elements are layered thoughtfully, even the simplest entryway can feel grand, distinguished, and remarkably sophisticated. Thank you so much for spending time with Abodecor today. If you enjoyed this natural entryway inspiration, remember to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and leave a comment sharing your favorite foraged element. Until next time, keep discovering beautiful ways to bring the timeless character of nature into your home.